Hello friends, good morning and welcome to the EduSat network. Friends, today we begin our series on general management. This shall cover different topics. There shall be 4 to 5 lectures on each topic henceforth. And today's specific topic is operations management, which shall give you knowledge about business management. And for this very lecture and discussion, we have thus in our studio Dr. Subhash Kakkar, Director of a well-known institute in Delhi. Dr. Kakkar has been in the professional field for 30 years and has been teaching for the last 12 years, friends, and his area of specialization includes operations research, operations management, quality management, Six Sigma, amongst many others. So, with this I welcome sir to our studio and also request him to begin our today's lecture. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome viewers. Today we are starting a series of lectures on general management. Under this we shall be covering around 10 subjects equivalent to MBA, and each subject we shall be devoting 4 to 5 lectures, and this way we shall be covering complete knowledge as far as business administration is concerned. We have called this series as EBA, Expert Business Administrator, and by this one can gain management education in 50 lectures. Since I have told, we shall be covering 10 subjects and each subject will be having 5 lectures, that makes total 50 lectures, and in 50 lectures we shall be giving entire management education to our viewers. And this way one can become expert business administrator. Today's lecture is on operations management. Now I am going to tell you what all subjects will be covered in this series of lectures: operations management, marketing management, human resource management, organizational behavior, business statistics, research methodology, quantitative techniques, financial management, business strategy and business economics. And all these subjects will be having 5 lectures and total will be 50 lectures, and one can have complete knowledge of management. Today we are starting the subject operations management, and total coverage of topics will be introduction to operations management, nature and scope of operations management, historical evolution of operations management, systems perspectives of operations management, relationship of operations management with other functional areas, operations strategy and recent trends in the field of operations management. Now, we will start with the topic introduction to operations management. Prior to operations management, we used to call this subject as manufacturing, production and manufacturing management. Since we were covering only manufacturing units under this topic, so we used to call it only production and manufacturing management. Nowadays we call it production management, and now recent trend is we call it operations management. Why? Because earlier we used to cover only manufacturing units, now we have service industry also. We have to cover service industry, and with that we are calling it only operations management. Operations cover both manufacturing as well as service industry. The meaning is, the definition is the term production and operations management refers to the systematic design, direction and control of processes that transform inputs into services and products for internal as well as external customers. Core functions in any organization are operations, marketing and finance. Important factors to improve competitiveness in the market are product design, logistic network, equipment, arrangement and layout, strategy, employees, systems, innovation, control and scheduling. Operations management covers manufacturing industry as well as service industry. Operations are bigger and bigger. Nowadays, because of acquisitions and mergers, things are becoming bigger and bigger. And then we require to handle bigger operations, some software which can cover the entire operations of manufacturing and entire operations of service industry. And this is ERP implementation. Enterprise resource planning, it is a broader term and number of software are available to take care of ERP problems in the organization. SAP is one of the softwares, Oracle is there, and other software are also available. Quality of production and services, nowadays this is very important factor. One has to see the quality of the products, quality of the services being provided to the customer to keep the customers happy and satisfied all the time. We have to take care of the TQM, total quality management, Six Sigma, process capability scale, BPR, business process reengineering. Now we will cover global competition and continuous improvement. Why do we require continuous improvement? Because we want to compete in the market. Other competitors are also there in the market and they are also giving the product with the better quality at a better price, and we have to compete with them on the quality as well as on the price, and third is on the delivery, so that we remain in the market and we retain our market share. If we want to improve the market share, we have to see the things in a different perspective. Now, I will compare two situations. The company has started making profit. Out of this profit, and the company spends money on the research and development. Based on the research and development, better quality products are given to the customers at a better price and even at a better delivery terms. And the results are passed on to the customer. This way, the company will have more market share and its profit will keep on increasing. With the increased profit, one can spend more on the research and development, one can have better quality and better delivery and better customer satisfaction. So, this way the profit margin will keep on increasing if the company is spending some portion of the profit on the research and development. And this we call the company has entered into growth spiral. On the other hand, if the company keeps the profit with itself only and keep increasing the profit day by day without spending anything on the research and development, and the result will be its profit will keep on reducing day by day. It will not increase day by day because there is no improvement in the product quality, there is no improvement in the prices. So, that way customer satisfaction will also get reduced and ultimately the market share of the company will get reduced. So, we have to cover both things, successful competitive maneuvers, and then we have also to see loss of market share. First thing, successful competitive maneuvers, gain in market share, need for more capacity, better plant and equipment, better competitive performance, increased market share and so forth. This way the company is progressing day by day because it is spending some portion of its profit on the research and development activities. On the other hand, loss of market share, no need for expansion because the company is not spending any money on the research and development activities. So, there will not be any improvement in the quality, price will not be improved. So, customer satisfaction will get reduced, its market share will also get reduced. So, no need for expansion, operate with older plant and equipment, poorer relative performance, further loss of market share and business disaster. One thing, if we are operating without spending on the research and development, we will enter into business disaster. So, we do not want that. The first, we are spending something on the research and development, and this is an improvement spiral. This is called growth spiral or an improvement spiral. On the other hand, when we are not spending anything on the research and development, we call it a competitive tailspin. We will enter into a tailspin, will not grow, will not improve our quality, will not improve our customer base, and we ultimately our market share will get reduced. So, one has to always enter into a growth spiral and see that it is expanding and expanding all the time. Scope of operations management, operations strategy, forecasting demand, planning for operations and capacity, materials management, managing independent demand inventory, managing dependent demand items and capacity, scheduling and controlling manufacturing. All these factors are to be seen when we are working in operations management. Just in time manufacturing, the nature and scheduling of services, scheduling and controlling projects, TQM, statistical quality control, Six Sigma, BPR, facility location, layout of facilities, design and management for technological advantage, job design and work measurement and compensation, global competition and continuous improvement. All these are to be seen when we are working with operations management. And in the first module, we shall be covering introduction to the operations management, which we have already covered, nature and scope of operations management, historical evolution of operations management, systems perspectives of operations management, relationship of operations management with other functional areas, operations strategy and recent trends in the field of operations management. Second module, we shall be covering product development process, concurrent engineering, tools and approaches in product development, quality function deployment, design for manufacturability, design for assembly, design for quality, mass customization, process selection and facilities layout. Determinants of process selection, process product metrics, types of layouts, line balancing, facilities location, work measurement and job design. In the third module, we shall be covering demand forecasting, capacity planning, resources planning, aggregate production planning, materials requirement planning, scheduling, theory of constraints and synchronous manufacturing, lean manufacturing, lean management and just-in-time production, supply chain management, inventory planning and control. Fourth module, we shall be devoting on the following topics: quality management, quality definition, dimension of quality, cost of quality, continuous improvement, that is Kaizen, ISO 9000 and 14000 series quality awards. Statistical quality controls, under this we shall be covering variable and attribute, process control charts, X bar, R, P, NP and C charts, acceptance sampling, operating characteristic curve, AQL, LTPD, A and B risks, alpha and beta risks, total quality management. So, all these topics will be covered under these 4 lectures. Now, we will talk about operations management. The business function responsible for planning, coordinating and controlling the resources needed to produce products and services for a company. The meaning of operations management is that it is a function of any organization which converts inputs into outputs, and those outputs which are required by the customer, and the customer can be internal customer or external customer. And our aim is to give the full satisfaction to the customer through the transformation process. Input is converted into output through a transformation process, and a feedback is given back to the input through the customers. Operations management is a management function, an organization's core function. In every organization, whether service or manufacturing profit or not profit company, this function exists. Typical organization chart for any company is, on the top we have president or CEO of the company. Under this, we have the important functional areas like marketing, operations and the finance. These 3 functional areas are the core functional areas in any organization, and they work together. In marketing, we have at the top vice president of marketing, and his job is to manage customer demands, generates sales for goods and services. So, looking at the marketing function, this department works for creating a demand for service or creating a demand for any product. When this department is creating a demand for a product, he is directly in touch with the customer. This department knows what is the customer requirement, what features be added to the services, what features be added to the product which are liked by the customers and for which the customer is ready to give money. And this department tries to generate demand for a product or generate a demand for a service. And this department consolidates the demand and gives it to the operations department and finance department to act on this demand. Now we have the operations department headed by vice president operations, and this departmental function is people, equipment, technology, materials and information. This department manages people who are working in the operations department, who are converting inputs into outputs, and these outputs are the demands given by the marketing department. And then looks after the equipment, looks after the technology. This department decides what sort of technology is required for giving a product to the customer. There are certain parameters on the basis of which this department decides the technology. And the materials requirement is given by this department, whether the material is in the form of the raw material, semi-finished products or finished products. And this department is responsible for converting inputs into outputs, and these outputs are required by the customer. And then this department is also responsible for information to be provided to the customer and the information received from the customer. The product or the services are the outputs of this particular department, which is operations management. Third department, which is the core department, is the finance department, and it is headed by vice president of finance. And this department manages cash flow, current assets and capital investments. This particular department is responsible for managing all sorts of funds in the company, whether it is capital requirement, whether it is working capital management. This is the job of the finance department, and it is headed by VP Finance. And these three core functional areas exist in all the organizations, and these organizations are headed by president or CEO. Now we will see the interrelation of these core functional areas. As we have already discussed, the core functional areas are finance, operations and marketing, and they work together. They cannot work as standalone functional areas, because marketing itself cannot do anything without the help of operations management and finance department. Similarly, finance has nothing to do if there don't exist operations department or marketing department. And similarly, operations department is of no use if there is no finance department and there is no marketing department. We can explain it like this: operations management or the operations department keeps manufacturing a product, and it will keep manufacturing to what extent? Because there is no finance department to provide funds to the operations department. So, it will be impossible to make any product without using any funds. Now, operations department, even if it is manufacturing the product and there is no marketing department to take the product to the customer, and this product will keep lying in the inventory only, it will not go to the customer. It is through marketing department only the product goes to the customer. So, all these three departments which we call as core functional areas, they work together and work for the satisfaction of the customer. Again we will repeat the job of the operations department, job of the marketing department and job of the finance department. Operations department is responsible for providing goods or services to the customer. Marketing department is responsible for finding or developing demand, and finance department is responsible for providing for the capital requirements of other functional areas. And these departments work together, and the operations department with the help of marketing and with the help of finance provide the product or service to the customer so that the customers are satisfied. What is role of operations management? Operations management transforms inputs to outputs, and these inputs can be in the form of raw material, these can be in the form of semi-finished products and then we require people to convert inputs to outputs. So, converting inputs we require people, material and money. Inputs are resources such as people, material and money. These resources and their effective use is the job of the operations management department under their own area of function. Outputs are goods and services. Now, I will try to differentiate between manufacturing and service industry. Product is a tangible thing where service is not tangible, we cannot see the service. Goods or products, we can hold them in our hands. If we drop them, we will hurt our feet, but services we cannot store them, we cannot inventory them. This is the difference between goods and services. If we talk of any manufacturing unit, maybe 80 to 90% job of this manufacturing unit is producing products, manufacturing products. The balance 10 to 15% is the services. Say for example, any automobile industry is producing cars and vehicles, but at the same time this company is providing services to the customer. Similarly, if we talk of any service industry, 80 to 90% of this industry is providing services to the customers and the balance 10 to 15% is manufacturing products. As we talk of hotel industry provides services to the customers, but at the same time while they are providing services to the customers, they are manufacturing food, etc., and these are the manufactured products which are given to the customer for their satisfaction. The operation functions are the production system. We will talk about the general characteristics of the operations function or production system. As we have already said, inputs are converted into outputs. Let us see how these are converted. We have shown in the diagram inputs with the arrows. Inputs are going to the transformation process. As shown in the diagram, inputs are entering into transformation process, and with the help of transformation we get the output, and this output is given to the customers. From the customers we get a feedback regarding goods or services. Let us concentrate on this diagram. This diagram shows that inputs are sent to the transformation process. Inputs can be in the form of raw material, semi-finished products, people, money, etc. These are sent to the transformation process where a process takes place. Inputs are converted into desired, needed products or services which are demanded by the customers, which are required by customers, which will provide satisfaction to the customers. And through this transformation process, we get the result in the form of output, and these outputs are goods or services which are given to the customer. Now, looking at the customer, he has received the output from the transformation process and he has paid the money also. He will provide the feedback also, whether he is satisfied or he is unsatisfied or he is partially satisfied. If he is not satisfied, what are the reasons for his unsatisfaction? If he is partially satisfied, we have to see to what extent the customer is satisfied and to what extent he is not satisfied. What are the reasons for his unsatisfaction? That feedback is sent to the transformation, and that feedback is also sent to the inputs, because when it is sent to the transformation process, the transformation process will ask for the inputs which will convert the inputs into products, and those products will have complete satisfaction for the customer based on the feedback provided by the customers. So, this process diagram one has to remember by heart, and based on this diagram only we shall be discussing other and future things. Operations management's transformation process. Earlier we have shown one diagram. A similar diagram is being shown now. Inputs in the form of human resource or human resources, that is manpower or the people. Then inputs are also facilities and the processes. Inputs are also technologies and materials. Then actually transformation process takes place. In the center, we have shown the transformation process. Inputs are given to the transformation process. The transformation process gives us the output in the form of goods and in the form of services, and we receive outputs in the form of goods and in the form of services. And then these services and the goods are provided to the customer, and customer feedback comes back and it is given to the inputs, so that we can make the changes in the inputs so that our customers are fully satisfied, because the feedbacks has been received. Maybe customer needs some changes in the product, maybe he requires some changes in the services. So, inputs will accordingly change and a feedback is sent from the customer. And similarly, performance information is also sent from the customer to the input stage, where inputs are changed so that we make the changes in the transformation process, we make the changes in the inputs, so that finally goods produced or the services provided to the customer make the customer fully satisfied. Operations management's transformation role. To add value, increase product value at every step of the transformation process. The aim is to increase the value of the product. Increase product value at each stage. Value added is the net increase between output, product value and the input material value. If we see that the output and if we see the raw material, as far as the value is concerned, there is a vast difference between the two. Value of the output is much higher than the value of the raw material. Provide an efficient transformation. Here we are talking about the efficiency part also. Means performing activities well for least possible cost. Whatever transformation is to be carried out, we must see that it is done efficiently at a minimum cost, at a minimum time, so that our customers are fully satisfied. Goods and services. Now we are going to differentiate between manufacturing industry and the service industry. Manufacturing. First we will talk about manufacturing. In manufacturing we have tangible products. Product can be inventoried, product can be seen. You can hold the product in your hands, and in this sort of industry there is low customer contact and there is longer response time and lot of capital is required. It is a capital intensive industry. One can see that for manufacturing we require large plants with large plant and machinery, with large number of people. All the operations are in large and size is very big. Operations are very big. On the contrast, service industry, we have intangible products and the products cannot be seen. Bank provides services to the customer. We cannot see their products. Product cannot be inventoried, services cannot be inventoried, we cannot store them. And if these cannot be stored, we have to provide the service there and then when it is required, not from the available store. And in this industry, service industry, high customer contact is there. Short response time. The customer requires the immediate answer, immediate reply to his queries. And this is also labor intensive. On the other hand, both use technology. There is a similarity also in manufacturing and service industry. Both require technology. Without technology, one cannot operate in the industry. Both have quality, productivity and response issues. Both have problems related to the quality of the products. Both have problems related to the productivity, efficiency, output of the plant, output of the people working in the organization, and both are related with the response issues. Both must forecast demand. Forecasting demand is also applicable in both type of industries, manufacturing as well as service industry. Without forecasting demand, we cannot start the operations of the unit. Both will have a capacity, layout and location problems, and these problems both have to tackle respectively, like capacity, layout and location. Both have customers, suppliers scheduling and staffing issues. In both the industries, manufacturing as well as service, we have customers to be satisfied. Customer needs, customer demands are there and we have to satisfy. If we are in the manufacturing unit, our products must satisfy the customers. If we are in the service industry, our services provided to the customers must satisfy the customers. Now we have supplier problems both in manufacturing and service industry. Supplies are required in manufacturing, supplies are also required in service industry. Scheduling and planning problems are there both in manufacturing and service industry. Staffing means requirement and fulfilling them. Human resource requirement is there both in manufacturing as well as in service industry. Manufacturing often provides services and the service industry often provides tangible goods. What does it mean? I have already explained. Manufacturing, if we are producing products, we are providing services to the customers to some extent. We cannot think of purely manufacturing unit, and similarly if we are providing services to the customers, mainly our operations are there which will provide some sort of products also to the customers. So, again we cannot think of any organization which is working only on providing services to the customers. So, all these are things which are applicable both in manufacturing and service industry. So, when we are operating manufacturing or any service industry, we have to look into all these problems and we have to find a solution to all these problems. And this solution must be effective solutions, efficient solutions, so that we can survive in the market. Then there are hybrid organizations. I have already discussed. Hybrid means manufacturing come service, service come manufacturing. Some organizations are blend of service, manufacturing, quasi-manufacturing we call them QM organizations. QM characteristics include low customer contact and capital intensive. So, we cannot think of purely manufacturing and service industries. OM decisions, operations management decisions. All organizations make decisions and follow a similar path. First decisions, very broad, strategic decisions. Strategic decisions set the direction for the entire company. They are broad in scope and long term in nature. This kind of decision is stated in the statement given by the company. Like we give a statement, taste of India, connecting people. These kind of statements tell us what sort of business the company is having. Any unit, any manufacturing unit, first it will decide whether the company is going in automobile business or health care business or any other business like manufacturing of tires, manufacturing of garments. First the company is to decide what sort of business the company wants. That is a long term decision and a strategic decision the company takes before starting the operations. Operations management decisions, following decisions focus on specifics, tactical decisions. Earlier we have discussed strategic, now tactical decisions focus on specific day-to-day issues like resource needs, schedules and quantities to produce, and these are frequent decisions. Strategic decisions less frequent, technical and strategic decisions must align. Our broad decisions must align with our day-to-day decisions, or in other words our day-to-day decisions must align with our strategic decisions. because ultimately we are to give strategic goals, and based on strategic goals we will take day-to-day decision. So, operations management is to have a decision based on tactical problems, day-to-day problems. So, operations management decisions can be strategic decisions and can be tactical decisions. Broad in scope are the strategic decisions, long term in nature, maybe 10 to 15 years decision, and this is called strategic decision, all encompassing. Everything is covered under strategic decision. So, what are the unique features of our product that make us competitive is the decision, which is strategic in nature. And on the other hand, tactical decisions narrow in scope, and these are based on day-to-day operations, short term in nature and concerning a small group of issues, that is, who will work the second shift, how many people will be hired for first shift, like these kind of decisions which are smaller in nature, their scope is very small, are called tactical decisions. Both strategic decisions and the tactical decisions are to be taken by operations management people. Now, we will devote some time on the historical evolution of operations management also, how this particular functional area is evolved through years. Historical development of operations management, industrial revolution started in 1700s. During this period, industries started coming into the field. Prior to that, no industrial development was there. Only craftsmen were there, and they used to produce the products. They used to make the products as per the requirement of the people, of the customers. No organized sector was available in the form of industries. Craftsmen, 2 or 3 craftsmen used to get together and they started manufacturing products which are required by the people. Each time different size, different designed products were manufactured by craftsmen, and no standardization was there, no standardized parts were used. So, industrial development, industrial revolution took place in 1700s, and scientific management started in 1900s. During that period, Gilbert and Taylor is the father of scientific management. He started scientific management system in the industry. Hawthorne effect was also seen in 1930s. Human relations movement came into existence in 1930s. Management science, use of operations research, use of decision science came into existence in 1940s. Then came the age of computer, 1960s. Environmental issues like pollution control came into existence in 1970s. GIT and TQM came into existence in 1980s. Nowadays people talk about GIT, just in time, total quality management, so often, so that they get maximum satisfaction to the customers. Every industry, every organization is now working on the quality of their products, quality of their services. Then started re-engineering in 1990s, global competition 1980, flexibility 1990, time-based competition 1990, supply chain management 1990, electronic commerce, e-commerce, 2000 onwards, outsourcing and flattening of work, 2000 onwards. For long-term success, companies must place much importance on their operations. Nowadays, because of acquisitions and the mergers, operations are becoming large and large. The things what we used to handle manually are not possible to handle them manually nowadays. The nature of operations are big. We require the use of computers to handle the operations of any company. For this, we are making use of software. ERP is the broader platform, ERP is broader spectrum, enterprise resource planning. And to handle ERP problems of the organization, we have software available. SAP is one of the software available to handle ERP problems. SAP is systems, applications and the products in data processing. Nowadays, companies have not only one unit, a number of units spread all over the country, all over the world. To handle their operations, we have software like SAP. I am going to explain the use of SAP with one hypothetical example. Let's assume there is a sales representative and there is a customer, maybe sitting in New York, and this sales representative is working for a shoe manufacturing company, and a customer comes to him and places an order for 10,000 pairs of blue sneakers. This sales representative immediately opens up SAP module or SAP software on his portable computer, which is a laptop. Looks at 2-3 things before accepting the order, like how much price is asked for to this particular customer, how much discount is offered, and then also the past history of the customer as far as the payment terms are concerned. He gets satisfied with all these and accepts the order. Now the order for 10,000 pair of sneakers has been accepted. Immediately this fellow, the sales representative, will see the inventory module of SAP, whether the company has anything available in stock or not. He finds that 5,000 sneakers are available in a warehouse, and that warehouse is in the same country where the customer needs the sneakers. And he intimates the inventory people to deliver immediately 5,000 pair of sneakers to the customer's company. And with this, invoice is printed and emailed to the customer, and electronically the payments are received by the company who is manufacturing sneakers. Now he is to manufacture balance 5,000 sneakers. He looks at the production module and finds that the company has a production line available in Philippines where these sneakers can be manufactured. The sales representative immediately informs the head in the Philippines company to go ahead with the manufacture of 5,000 blue sneakers. and that company head again looks at the inventory module and finds that blue laces and the blue dye is not available. Immediately he orders these two items so that these are available within next few hours at the shop floor. Since these items are managed based on JIT system is just in time. Items which are managed based on JIT system are not inventoried. The moment these are required, immediately these are ordered and received at the shop floor and utilized at the shop floor. Nothing is kept in the store, so that everything works on the zero inventory basis. This is also called Kanban, lean manufacturing. And now this fellow looks at the HR module, which provides the information regarding the availability of manpower, and finds that no manpower is available to manufacture these sneakers. Immediately he finds that to run this particular production line, manpower is outsourced, and the next day morning all the material is available at the shop floor and the manpower is also available at the shop floor, and finds that this will take only 2 days to manufacture 5,000 balance sneakers, and the sales representative informs the customer that within next 2 days the balance 5,000 sneakers will also be dispatched. Now comes the job of the CEO of the company. He looks at the planning module of SAP software and finds that these dyed sneakers are well in demand. Not only the demand is increasing, but this is highly profitable product. Then he decides to have one more production line in the same country where existing line is there. So this is the way SAP works, and it adds efficiency to the operations of any organization. This is more effective if the company has more number of units which are spread all over the world or all over the country, and their operations can be integrated by using this software. All the functional areas can be integrated and their operations can be integrated by using SAP or any other ERP software. Today's OM environment, nowadays things are improved, things are changing, things are dynamic in nature. Customers demand better quality, greater speed and lower cost. These three things are required by the customers nowadays. The quality issue and the delivery issue are very important, and third very important issue is the cost. So one has to work on all these parameters to remain in the market or to keep improving the market share. Companies implementing lean system concepts, a total system approach to efficient operations is to be carried out in today's environment. Recognized need to better manage information using ERP and CRM systems. What is CRM? CRM is customer relationship management. Increased cross-functional decision making. Now we have to make use of all the existing functional areas of the organization because their decisions are interdependent. We cannot work as standalone functional areas. OM in practice. OM, operations management, has the most diverse organizational functional responsibility. It manages the transformation process And managing transformation process is not a simple method, because while looking at the transformation process, OM is to see the customer satisfaction and the customer's feedback also. Based on the feedback received from the customer, OM department or the OM functional area is to take a decision on changing raw materials or making changes in the transformation process. OM has many faces and names such as OM heads are called VP operations, Vice President operations, Director of supply chains, manufacturing manager, manufacturing head, plant manager, quality specialists, etc. All business functions need information from OM in order to perform their tasks. And again, this is the job of the operations management to provide the relevant information to finance department, to marketing department. To what extent the customer demands have already been met, and the balanced customer demand will take so much of time to fulfill. Business information flow. On this diagram, we are showing operations management as the important function. There are other functions: marketing, IS, finance, human resources, engineering, and accounting. Information system, IS is the information system. Finance providing funds, marketing controlling the demand, accounting keeping control on the accounts, engineering providing services. So this way we have finished the today's topic on operations management, where we have covered the scope of operations management, systems perspectives of operations management, interrelation of all the functional areas in a company, and the importance of operations management in any organization, which is a vital and the core area. I hope I am able to make the things clear to the viewers regarding this particular functional area, operations management. Thank you.
Of course, sir. Thank you so much for the very interesting and also very informative lecture. So friends, with this we bring our lecture to a close, but we must thank sir for sparing his valuable time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you friends for watching. Have a great day.